What's this we're about to watch? Alfredo Morelos training for Celtic. Oh, that'll be good. Let's see if he's calmed down a wee bit. Nope. Okay, start the flow.
Glorious! No, I won't give in till I'm victorious!
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 982 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we're here to discuss Rangers versus Celtic. That's right, for the last time this season we're back at it. This is when everything just goes mental. Scottish football comes to a standstill, and quite rightly so. But before we go any further in today's video, just a friendly reminder in case you are new around here, make sure you be hitting that subscribe button. It's down there, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it just helps the nation on our way towards 55k. But without any further ado, let's just get into it then, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Rangers versus Celtic, 12 PM kickoff now. This one's going to be at Ibrox, and if you've been paying attention, there is a pattern it's forming in Scottish football. Whenever it's an Old Firm day, whoever's at home wins by 1 goal. Probably should have said spoiler alert. Now this will be the last Old Firm of the season, and for whatever reason the press have went a different way with this one. They're saying, oh, it doesn't matter, this Old Firm doesn't matter, Celtic should play the reserves, all this utter cuck garbage that doesn't make any sense. Like, is it just me? But this is Rangers versus Celtic. This isn't the Premier League English derbies that's had its soul ripped out its arse to be commercialised for half scarves. No, this is the biggest derby in world football for me personally, and to say that one of them doesn't matter just utter reeks of ignorance. Whether it's deciding league titles or cups or cup finals, semi-finals, quarter-finals, first rounds, it doesn't matter. Whenever Rangers play Celtic, it's an event, and it's the biggest event in Scottish football. So to wrap up my feelings with that, yes, it means something. Whether we win, lose or draw, it obviously means something, and it always will. But moving away from that utter madness, let's actually focus on the two teams now. Instead of breaking down how they've been playing, their form, etc., what's the scorelines in the last couple of games, like we have done in previous prediction videos for other teams whenever they play against the Glasgow Rangers, Rangers and Celtic, it's always different, you know what I mean? Form always goes out the window, and I know it's a football cliche, and Gerrard even spoke about it in the press conference, but it's genuinely true. He's played in derbies where Liverpool's been playing bad, and they've managed to win their derbies, and Rangers and Celtic have always done that, you know what I mean? Rangers could be gone on a run, they play against Celtic, Celtic beat them, Celtic could have been gone on a run. It just comes like this. This genuinely is an absolute war out there every single time. However, there is something I actually want to talk about in the Celtic team, and I'm going to try and be as biased as I actually can be. I'll try and take the blue tinted specs on, but they just keep going back on. What we're actually here to discuss is going to be the Neil Lennon Celtic side. Just very briefly before we turn our attentions back to the Glasgow Rangers. He's came out this week and he said that the Rangers fans are scared of him and all this stuff. No, Neil, no. If you watch the SPFL show, you know we get Ryan 118, who's a Celtic YouTuber, on each and every single week, and he explains how they're playing, what's his thoughts on them, and he's not too convinced in Neil Lennon. And if I'm honest with you, the way I sit with this, I genuinely hope Neil Lennon gets the Celtic job, because I think he will take them backwards. He will undo a lot of the work that Brendan Rodgers had put in place. No, I'm not saying Brendan Rodgers were a world beater, but his record speaks for itself in the Scottish football, and Neil Lennon's just not that type of manager. He doesn't like that kind of football. The man is genuinely a ticking time bomb. We've seen that at Celtic with his first stint, winning things, but when things just start to go a little bit wrong and he doesn't get his way, he just throws his toy at the pram. He walked away for them. He came and done the exact same with Hibs, done tremendously well in his first season, and then when things got a little bit tough, it just absolutely packed in, caved in, blew up, and just left them as well. So I have no idea why he's come up with this attitude saying all Rangers fans are scared of him. The only reason he's in the Celtic job right now is because Rodgers left and they didn't have anyone else in place, and he's a Celtic man. He should be counting his lucky stars. He had Hibs playing utter shite. So just to respond to the Rangers fans are scared of him and everything like that, no, get the job. Whether you win or lose the Mora, that's fine. In the long run, he will take them backwards and Gerrard will move us forward. However, let's turn our attention to stuff that genuinely matters, and it's going to be the way that Rangers approach this game, because Celtic are still a very good side. I mean, they players haven't all left yet with that manager in charge. So how are we going to approach this game? How are we going to go after Celtic? Now, if you think about it, the last couple of games we've played against Celtic in the 4-3-3, it's actually worked really well. Bar a mistake at Parkhead that put them through to obviously get that late winner, we were still going at them, especially with 10 men. And you think back to the game at Ibrox where this formation allowed us to pin them back. We had two wingers going after their full-backs and make them very uncomfortable playing football, and that's how we were able to get in their face each and every single time. But we've changed from that formation now. We do not play that formation now, and actually for the better. We have changed it, we've tweaked it. There's an extra man in the midfield now. We've got Ryan Kent in the free role, and obviously Daniel Candeias' energy, which has been quite vital against Celtic, is no longer there. Now, for me personally, I would still say we need to stick with the formation we've been rocking since that Old Firm defeat, because I genuinely love it. You all know that. I won't go into too much detail, but I genuinely think Steven Davis could be a vital part of tomorrow's match, if I'm honest with you. Being in that midfield, he can see everything, he can spot it, he can dictate the tempo, and that's what he's done in the last 4 or 5 games. He's genuinely controlled it, and he's just been an orchestrator. He's been telling Ryan Kent, Kamara, where to go. They're the legs, they're the engine, they'll keep that running back and forth. They're the box-to-box style players. And as previously mentioned, the Ryan Kent in this free role, even when he's not involved in the initial build-up, he's still moving from left to right, left and right, and someone needs to go with him. He's that talented, so that's creating gaps for Scotty Arfield to get forward. That's allowing Ryan Jack to pop in around the box. That's giving us more people to go forward, and that's creating havoc in defensive line. So that is why I would stick with the formation that's been working. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I can understand why I've seen some people ask me, should we revert back to the formation that's worked against Celtic all season long? So what is your thoughts on it? Do we stick with the formation, or do we go back to the one that previously worked against Celtic? Now moving on to something else that's continually been discussed is the Jermaine Defoe Alfredo Morelos argument once again. I mean, it was even asked to Gerrard again in the official Rangers YouTube channel. You can find it at the press conference ahead of the Old Firm game. But for me, I think Gerrard has made his mind up already, and it's shown that against Hibs. That's when he had to make the decision who would play Alfredo Morelos or Jermaine Defoe. He rolled with Defoe. Defoe was the match winner in that game. He got the goal to win us the game. So I don't think coming up against Celtic he's going to make any other changes. For me, that argument has been squashed, and Gerrard has picked Jermaine Defoe as long as the man is performing. And when you actually think about it, the fact that Jermaine Defoe is going to be there with his experience, his partnership with Arfield, even with Ryan Kent, is going to give these Celtic defenders something else to think about for once, because they would have studied Alfredo Morelos for all the previous ones. They know they likes to back in. Having Jermaine Defoe in there using his experience, his cleverness, it might give them something else to think about. And can you imagine when you've got a fully fit, fresh Alfredo Morelos coming on the 65th, 70th minute of an Old Firm game versus tiring defenders, what that could do, not only for the players on the field but for the fans. That will absolutely electrify the building and just add so much more to the overall game. Now, I hope he does it in the right way and channels it in the right way. That's going to be the discussion with Alfredo Morelos. But yeah, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. For me, it's still going to be Jermaine Defoe leading the line. But if I'm honest, that's going to be the press conference recap, because he didn't spend a lot of time actually talking about the Rangers versus Celtic game. There was talks about the Guard of Honour pish. We've already discussed nobody wants it. We didn't want it for them. They didn't want it for us. Let's move on. Stoke trying to water down the derby. And obviously they talked about the Liverpool game for Steven Gerrards for a couple of minutes as well. So let's turn our attention to the suspension and injury list. But let's start off with the suspensions then, shall we? Because there is one name on there which probably no one would have actually wanted, but if you really think about it, we could have probably guessed. Alan McGregor is in there for obviously channeling his inner Danny LaRusso with his crane kick versus McNulty. So this is actually give Thorningham an unbelievable chance to save his Rangers career, because he goes out there tomorrow, plays absolutely balls out, keeps a clean sheet, plays absolutely brilliant. That will give all of us and Steven Gerrards something to think about for the future, because as much as we all love Shagger, and no, I'm not taking a diss at him or anything like that, the man is getting up there in the old timetable, and he's just retired from Scotland duty to try and prolong his career. Understand that, but he will not play forever. Thorningham is a very good goalkeeper with a perfect opportunity to show that he could be a great one. So with that being said, let's move away from the suspensions and turn our attention to the actual injury list, and there's some questionable names to say the very least. We'll start off with the first one though. Kyle Lafferty has been listed as a major doubt because of a back spasm. Lee Wallace has been officially ruled out because of a muscle problem. And Gresta, it's almost like Gerrard just gave up and couldn't be bothered anymore, because he just said he's got a problem, and they asked, what is it? And he just went, he's injured. Like, is it just me? But is this the 3 names that's gone out the door the first day that the transfer window opens? Now again, that could just be me reading too much into it, but for me it just feels a bit iffy, and I just genuinely think those 3 are leaving in the summer. But let's turn our attention to some good news by the name of Graham Dorrance. I obviously watched them play against Falkirk. We went away 3-1 victories, which confirmed the Reserve League Cup. A lot of youngsters playing in that. It was a great day, and Graham Dorrance, by the way, not only rattled the bar, but played the entire 90 minutes. He must close to coming back to the first team, which is absolutely great, because he's been through injury hell, but it looks like he's finally out of it. And to wrap up, obviously, in case you've missed the last couple, Jamie Murphy has been ruled out to the end of the season, as Gerrard won't risk him on the plastic pitch versus Kilmarnock. So his season is unfortunately done. But with that being said, that is the entire news recap done and dusty for today's video. All that's left is for the prediction on. And while you're getting your thoughts and opinions out there on how you think this game is going to go, I will give you mine. I genuinely believe Rangers will win this game 2-1. That's right, the channel favourite is bound to happen. I believe the goal scorers, by the way, is going to be quite interesting. I believe Jermaine Defoe will score the first goal for Rangers, and to score the winning goal coming off the bench, I believe it'll be Alfredo frickin' Morelos, because it has to be. It's either a goal or a red card. It's one of Morelos things. I just hope it's a good Morelos Hing. And now that me and thee have had their say, it's time to jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. There's already been 1,011 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 6% votes for a draw, 9% votes for a Celtic win, but 85% of the people votes for a Glasgow Rangers win. So let's see what they've had to say. Jordan writes in first hat-trick. Heard it here first. Thank you, Jordan. Starting off low. Let's build our way up now, sonny. Larson Son says 2-1 Celtic. Martin writes in 2-1, Jermaine Defoe and Alfredo Morelos and James Forrest for them. Morelos off the bench to score the winner. Martin, once again son, we're up here. Dr. Gonzo writes in, as much as I want us to win, you're making me nervous, Gonzo. I can't stop thinking if we win, they pay silly money for a new manager, and if they win, they keep Neil Lennon on, and we win the league next season. WTF, 3-1 to Rangers, Defoe, Jack and Morelos, and an own goal by the Lego Muncher. You had me worried there. You had me worried. And the last 2 or 3 that were actually did it come from ibrox, Gibboy racing. Hate to say it, but just can't see us beating them. I think he's going for the draw. McNeely racing 2-0 to Rangers, 2 for Jermaine Defoe. And the last one we'll read out, we'll scroll up here, we'll scroll down here, and we'll stop it right there. Come from Aaron, and he writes, Gers 3-0 winners. Why did I read that out like William Shatner there? Did you see that? I was like, oh, there's someone in the wind. Jesus. What he actually says was Gers 3-0, Defoe double, and an Alfredo Morelos goal. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, get your thoughts and opinions down there in the comment section below. And as always, just a reminder, if you're free on June the 8th and would like to help raise money for a charity which is called Sam H, which is dealing with mental health and suicide prevention, the links for that is down in the description below. Me, a lot of other Scottish YouTubers. It's not just like a Rangers event or anything like that. There's Ryan Murmanate there. There's Marley there. It's going to be a collective effort to try and raise as much money as possible. Once again, the link for that is down in the description below, alongside the Patreon's account, which again, I can't thank you guys enough for all your continued support. I've been CJ Over92. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye.